a valid point, but hey, everybody, welcome to the podcast. I'm Nick.
Hi, I'm Tyler.
I'm Corey.
I'm also Corey, and I have the most expensive laptop here. Me.
Fair enough.
Oh, so you're saying you
No.
can be bought?
That can be bought.
Yes.
What did I do with those knives? Oh, right here. Okay. I was like, losing knives is not really the best of
Losing
ideas.
knives isn't hard unless you've got a library card. Here you go.
Oh, is this the one you were talking about?
I drank the whole bottle yesterday. It's delicious.
It's quite nice.
I mean, Keela and I split it, but
That's why you were.
she
so
had one
giggly.
glass and I had multiple.
That's why you were so giggly.
It was delicious. It really is.
That's why I brought it down.
First pouring it, I wanted to try it right before it was able to breathe just to see what it tastes like, and it was really bitter. But letting it get a little air in it, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, I was gonna say letting it breathe a little bit really helped.
Yeah.
Like right off the bat, it was just straight tannins.
Mm-hmm.
So I just
Biff tannin.
It's just the way it sounds like he's being a pretentious dick.
no, but like it's yeah.
Right away, there was just so many tannins in my wine.
So tannins are
I
the.
know what it is. I'm just laughing
Okay.
at the way you said it.
I'm just saying.
I know
Sorry,
you're
I didn't
not
see your
being a
glass.
dick.
I didn't see your glass.
No, that is my glass. You can
I
have
thought
this
you were
glass.
having. Okay, that's fine.
Because I said I want the cat glass.
Okay, that's fair.
It does matter. There's a cat on it. Look how cute he is.
Give me the tiny one. Yeah. Nick, you have enough hopefully to get some. I don't know how much is left in that bottle.
Start telling me when.
Stop. I want to make sure Nick gets some. Hold on to it. Just make sure Nick gets a glass however much he wants.
There's still.
How big's the bunt?
It's still ridiculous. I can't wait to talk about it.
You gotta finger that bunt.
That's fair. I'll take my glass. Now, please.
Till nothing seen except the bump.
There you go.
Here's
Thank
the
you.
horror sailor town.
It smells delicious.
Yeah, it does. It is quite nice.
So Call of Duty.
Yeah, no, so as I was saying just before we started, Call of Duty is a blast.
Are we actually right?
Yeah, we're legitimately live right now.
The-
Yeah.
So Call of Duty is 100% a blast. I never thought I'd say that again.
Mm-mm.
Post Modern Warfare 2, even 3, really.
Yeah.
Um,
Three had its moments.
Yeah.
Post 360, I never thought I would ever say
There
Call
you
of Duty
go.
was a great game.
That's a
great
fair.
way.
Yeah,
That's a great way.
Yeah.
very valid.
Honestly.
Go on. Let's start with complaints. What's your complaints?
Time to kill is obscenely low.
See,
TTK is way. I think. Let me.
What about
let
TTP?
Let me.
time to pee.
Time to penis. Oh, you were out of the room talking during that segment with it in Mythic Quest. How long it will take a player to make a penis with whatever the item is the item's TTP.
I would say contextually, you made a great point. It is a little unreasonable that a MP5 outshoots an assault rifle.
100%.
It doesn't matter. MP5 has its strengths being inside of
What is
close
the
quarter.
jelly stuff, if I may ask?
Raspberry and rose.
Interesting. Joe?
Oh shit! I didn't know he was doing
So I just think that it's weird that I'm running with an M4 and I pop a couple shots across the map and they're all body shots and this person doesn't die and then they just look at me and with the MP5
And it's a headshot from across the map.
and it's an instant kill.
Not even just a headshot, but it is almost an instant kill.
And
Yes.
I think that TTK needs to be looked at, or maybe it's just weapon balance.
I was gonna say I don't think it's TTK. I think it's weapon balance because an AK takes 2 to 3 rounds. It's 2 rounds if it's head, body, and head, but it has a lower fire rate and a higher climb. The Odin has the slowest fire rate, but it is guaranteed 2 shots no matter where, unless it's like lanes, right? Chest, 2, chest, head, 2, head, 2. But the MP5, it fires so quickly, so accurately for such an extreme range. Like I can literally, with all the equipment on that adds 0 recoil control, without a problem shooting across the map. I personally think it is absolute weapon balance. An MP or an M4 should be able to outrange an MP5. day in and day out.
I think.
I'm gonna take a bite of this.
You'll say, are we supposed to
Yep,
start?
let's do it.
Just take a bite of
The
this.
whole thing?
Do you have to
You
like,
just take the whole thing in. Take the whole thing in your mouth. All of it. There's no
This
door
is a
handle
normal day
nearby.
off for me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well,
At what point do these edibles kick in?
No.
About 45 minutes.
Oh, cool.
I will say, our pieces were smaller, so we had much more
jam.
cracker jam ratio. Yeah.
That's all
My
I
mouth used to take in large things, so it.
Can I just have a piece of cheese?
That's good cheese.
I see. All I tasted was, and now jam's delicious. I will say jam's
100%.
delicious.
This is top
Um,
podcast content.
This is
no,
batch number
Okay.
HD
no, no, no.
2702.
I discovered. So there is a thing on YouTube where you watch other people eat,
Mukbang.
but it goes further than that.
They gorge themselves.
Right. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where you literally have a petite little Asian lady eating.
Mukbang.
And eating, and eating, and eating, and eating, and eating.
That's so strange to me.
Somebody correct?
Apparently, the entire office on the other side of the building, all they do is watch that constantly.
That's weird.
Yeah, I was just thinking
At
that,
work?
but I was like, I don't know.
That's weird. At home on your private time, man, do whatever floats your boat. Hey,
That is
different strokes,
amazing
different
cheese.
folks.
So this is a Gouda and Parmesan combined into one glorious block of cheese.
I have discovered when it comes
What are you
to
looking for?
cheese, when it has little protein
Huh?
crystals in there,
A towel?
I just did.
Oh,
You
okay.
just
I didn't
picked
know
a
if
whole
this was
bunch of
like-
oopsie daisies.
No.
That's such a great
Um,
line. You can't name the show it's from, can you? Do you remember?
And here we have, ladies and gentlemen, a Brenner face-off where we have one random quote from a movie
Very
or genre.
obscure movie that
No,
I'm
no,
sure
no,
it
no,
was
no, no,
scary.
no.
And
It's American Dad.
There you go!
apparently not that fucking obscure. Oh no, wait. I always say if I could plug a USB into Nick's head, the things that I would either discover or the data he would have stored would be astronomical. Most of it useless, probably.
Oh
no
yeah, yeah.
offense.
Well, I was gonna say the sad part is 90% useless. 90% useless.
But you would be able to watch more TV shows than the Pirate Bay.
Okay, so funny tweet I saw today. So there's a YouTuber named Monto who plays Dead by Daylight all the time.
You're going to say Foodie Shoe.
No. Montu, who plays Dead by Daylight all the time, and he tweeted today about how this one dude basically was doing everything in his power to ruin the game for him, drop all the pallets, just like block them, try to take them off the hook repeatedly without actually doing it, just being an overall jerk. And then at the end said that if he could, he would rape his whole family while he was alive. Like just true scummy humanity level stuff, right?
What the?
Oh,
There's
Oh!
There's not really. I mean, there is a report system, but I have yet to see it actually work. And the only thing the devs are currently worried about right now is the DC problem, which is a problem, needs to be addressed. But they're not. They're addressing one thing. They're more worried about getting skins out. Oh, there's new skins for the Stranger Things thing.
Yay, monetization.
Right. And so in his tweet, though, he tweeted. He replied to himself, and he added the Dead by Daylight dev team as well as their community team. But then he added two more people that had me dying at work. Do you know who that was? The FBI and the Pope. The Pope has a Twitter, guys.
Yeah.
And he added them, and I lost my shit. I'm like just laughing at like, what is this? No idea. Two people that add on your fucking tweet. It's the Pope and fucking FBI. Why does the FBI have a Twitter?
Reverse psychology?
I was thinking
Makes sense.
tip hotline.
Can I have another piece of cheese?
Yeah,
Just give me a
just
big,
the cheese.
yeah. Just give me a big old hunk if you can. I was saying though, I discovered the little crystals in the cheese. Those are some of my favorite parts. There's protein.
Can I do a quick, very quick, brief
No.
overview
Nope.
of the S20, S20 Plus, the S20 Ultra?
Androids, who fucking cares?
I know, but oh my god, I want some of this stuff to come to iPhone.
What? The 4 cameras?
Yeah, because we need more cameras.
Hold on.
I can't wait.
I
till-
don't care.
Did you
I'll just
see
I
the
would-
cameras?
I'll just take
We're-
one of them.
We are going to reach a day
the whole back.
where the entire back is just like 27 different camera lenses, and they're all. This thing is like you don't have to go to the doctor anymore because you got a portable X-ray scanner. It does CAT scans. It does MRIs.
If I don't ever have to pay another fucking doctor for them to sue me later for some goddamn reason, I remember that.
But hold on. 4 cameras. 12 megapixel ultra wide. A 48 megapixel telephoto camera lens. A depth vision camera. And a 108 megapixel wide angle camera that can shoot 8K video at up to 100 times zoom.
It is nice.
I
That,
just want that on iPhone.
it is nice that they are they're breaking bounds with that sort of stuff. But considering the fact we have no regular displays that can display up to 8K, unless is 8K really 8K, Joe? Let's ask that question.
With that said,
I would love. I love recording in 8K on my screen that only shows 4K.
I love recording an 8K on my screen that only shows. Wait, is this even 4K? Is that screen gonna be in 4K?
you can 4K on that. Oh,
You can
No.
shoot it, but it doesn't
No.
show it.
I thought you said screen.
Yeah. You can shoot 4K, but it doesn't actually show it, right?
But hold on. With that said,
I'm excited for this one.
no, I'm just saying. You do have people that have used iPhones to make films now.
Correct.
Which is cool.
You also have a 99.99% of professionals on YouTube shoot in 8K. Reason for it is later on they don't have to rescale it and they don't have to do any of that. For
So
instance,
everybody
I'll give you an
shoots.
example. Let me give you an example.
Most of the time, it's not so much to rescale it later. It's mostly so it has less quality loss.
But with that said,
Yeah.
when they did Red versus Blue, Rooster Teeth jumping over a bit now, but they did Red versus Blue at was it 720? The first season?
No, it wasn't even
It
720.
might have been 480.
It was 480.
Okay, so when they went back to do the HD remaster,
Yes.
they had to remake every single frame by frame of that game because of the fact that they were like, hey, we literally can't upscale what
Right,
we have.
because you can always scale down. You can never scale up.
Correct.
Right. No, I
But
get
with
that.
that said, people that are professionals that might be using these cameras to do video or do YouTube, this may be all they have is a camera
My,
and a phone.
my only response to that is:
I would
Are
like
you ever going to make a 8K professional grade film on your phone?
Maybe.
Are you?
I'm not.
I would like
I'm
to-
the weird exception to that
I would like to
because I've literally
record.
written 2 different scripts in the last 2 weeks.
I would definitely like to record video of all of us doing crazy, outlandish, stupid shit, but I'm not gonna edit it on here. Anyone that edits on their phone is just a goof.
So
Whoa,
my-
hold on.
my-
Where do we get the editing on the phone?
yeah,
At
my,
what point
my,
do we get
my
to that?
segue is
Fun.
my segue is if you are professionally shooting film
Okay.
in 8K,
Why don't you buy a camera?
that's a what? Mine when I bought it was $1,200.
Same.
Okay, so yours was $1,200.
Yeah.
I can go to Best Buy right now and buy a DSLR and a lens that's going to shoot in RAW, so it's going to be uncompressed. And it's going to be higher image size, higher megapixel, higher image fidelity, better color, better everything
800.
for like $800.
Yeah.
So if you are shooting professional film, I understand the ubiquitousness and
Currently
the,
at Best Buy, they are $25.99 and go up as high as $33.99.
yeah, you're talking the EOS. You're talking top end. You can go buy a D3500 DSLR 2 lens for $500 and then get a attachment lens for it and still be under the price of the phone. Trust me, I had one. I went and bought a DSLR camera when I was in college, and I walked out of Best Buy with 2 lenses at the body and a carrying case for $900.
Shoot up to 1080p at 60 frames a second.
Mine recorded in 4K at the time, and this was
I'll be honest with you. I haven't really heard of anyone shooting in 8K.
Every YouTube channel I follow does, but again,
They-
they spent like $36,000 on their cameras.
We're
that?
we're
What's
talking.
that?
Red?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And then shoot
No,
8K,
but
and
again,
then
the other thing of it is though, is
compress
again,
down to 4
we're all
or 2.
looking at 2020, going, oh, who's going to shoot at fucking 8K? Everyone said the same thing back at 1080p of why the fuck are they doing this 4K shit? Look at 1080p,
No,
what
yeah,
we can do.
I can understand.
And then
I can
it's,
understand
now
future
people
proofing.
are- Yeah.
I can understand future proofing,
But
but
I'm saying if I can get that in my cell phone where I don't have to go and buy an extra camera just
But
for it.
I think the problem is at some point the technology is going to get there where it's going to be cheaper than buying the cell phone now.
I
If
must
that's
be
your
the
only reason for buying it.
Okay. But that's what the original discussion was on, was the camera quality.
I understand that. What I'm saying is, for instance, okay, let's drop Samsung and just say iPhone to
Okay.
put this into perspective for
Sure.
us. Okay, eventually that phone's gonna get old.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to buy a new one.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice if when you went to buy that phone, you were like, "Fuck it, I could just get that," and then that also has a camera on it that I could do this with, rather than I also have to replace my phone, but I also need a camera so I can shoot these videos.
No, I get the
It's already there.
I get the efficiency of it. I can understand the
And again, I'm not
ubiquitousness.
saying
I don't know if
I'm
I
not
need.
saying every
I
ease
wouldn't
of
say
use. I'm not
efficiency.
saying
I would say,
Ease of use.
no. What is the word when you're just trying to make things more, not efficient? It's another word. Starts with a C.
Cunt.
Close. More.
Compact.
It's no.
He'll get there.
Fuck, guys. It starts with a. It definitely starts with a C. It's like more
Starts with a Q.
Hydrochloric.
not intuitive. I know that didn't start with a C. Relax.
I'm wait.
So when
I'm
it starts with
really
a C,
trying.
like
I'm really trying
intuitive.
to go.
It's the wine and the cheese. My half.
I was gonna say your quarter of a glass of wine and a piece of cheese.
close. No, it's
Constipation.
not efficient.
Cohesive. That was a good word.
Compatible is not the right word.
Convenience.
Basically,
I've lost
convenient.
my-
Convenient, fuckers. That's exactly what it is.
Apparently, there's some convenient fuckers around here.
Convenient.
I can.
At
I
no
understand
point
that.
did you say a
Convenient.
single thing that made me think of the word convenient. You could have been
Convenience.
like convenience store,
Convenience.
something. Like you did not help us at all on that.
Bro, why do you think I couldn't think of the word? It was one of those things I was searching my daddy banks and they were just like, we've got nothing.
I must be the outlier for me. The quality of the camera on the phone is not the selling point.
No,
I
I
am,
would agree.
I am much more concerned about speed, memory,
Oh, it's got you there,
and
motherfucker.
my screen.
And well, see, the screen is a big one for me. The one thing
No,
I
see, so
7-inch 1440p screen.
I don't want
Oh.
to hear anything about Samsung and their superior external storage and all that. I don't walk around with
SD cards.
movies on my phone. I don't walk around with
Again,
7
I will
seasons of Game of Thrones on my phone.
Say, I do
I-
believe that on that
Nick.
one you are the outlier on that one because I literally worked in cell phones for 4 years where my job was to literally sell
No,
people
and
phones.
I get that.
and that was
I
all
am the
pretty much.
outlier. I realistically I don't really play games on my phone. My phone is
I play
used-
porn games.
Of course you do. Android user at heart.
Android user at heart. No,
I'm so sad that like I feel like no one's watching.
I don't really
We have
play
one
games on-
concurrent viewer. It's
Yeah,
probably
me.
you.
I don't really play games on my phone.
Yeah.
If I'm watching something, it's like I'm sitting in a bar somewhere and I'm watching Twitch. Or I went to the Barrel one night and I watched the day that The Witcher came out. And I was just like, I was really hungry. I didn't want to cook food, so I went and I sat at the bar and I put my headphones in and I watched the first episode of
Which-
Witcher on Netflix.
There's a lot of stuff, and like YouTube, I will use this for YouTube almost
Exactly.
more than my own TV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't store any movies or anything on here because I will never watch it.
For me, it
See-
is a accessory device that makes calls, sends text messages, allows me to check my social media, what little social media I use.
And
Don't
look
you
up
have a
random
10S
facts.
Plus or 10S Max? Excuse
Yeah.
me. So you bought the most expensive phone.
What did you
available
have
at the
before
time
this?
Because you needed it to make calls.
Before this, I had like a 7.
Yeah,
I had an
same.
upgrade.
Okay, you could have gotten 8. You could have got a 10.
Yeah,
Both
but-
cheaper than that.
No, but-
I had an upgrade. It was literally this phone was free.
Yeah. Okay.
So okay, I could get.
My point being that
You're
so
getting
if
a
you're
free
getting
Audi?
free
You're
upgrade.
getting a free
Why
Audi.
would you not take a fucking
Or a free
upgrade that has
Toyota?
108
You're getting a free
megapixel
Audi?
camera on it?
You're getting a free Audi that's brand new, or you can go with a 1998.
Literally, that was the point I just made 30 seconds ago about this
So
phone
Joe,
that you
Joe
said
saying
is
you can
fucking
either get a
stupid.
free phone that's just what the fuck ever, or you can get a free phone that has a 130 megapixel camera.
What I'm saying is, at no point in the time that I have been
But it's a
buying
free
my
phone,
own
so what's it matter? You're not going to use that phone for it, but you bought it because it was free.
But no, the point it's going to be relevant though
The
is going to be in
camera is not-
2023.
The camera is not the selling point for me. I don't
Right.
buy my phone based off the camera.
Yeah, you bought it because it was free.
So why are we
So why
excited
didn't
about
you
it
get
now?
a cheaper phone?
No, Joe, you're mixing up what he's saying
Yeah,
too.
you are literally comparing. Hey, you have the option between a free
Name
brand
another
new
car that's
Audi.
not that.
You have the
Name
you
another
have the
car.
choice between a brand
Bentley?
new
Is that
Tesla.
better?
You have the choice
Bentley's
between a
nice.
brand new Tesla,
Okay.
or you can, for free, you can have your mom's '98 Celica that has 250,000 miles on it.
Hold on.
They're both free. They're both free. Which one do you choose?
You're not comparing a shitty fucking beater car.
But you're comparing. You're saying that I bought the best phone
Yes, you physically did.
when I had the option to buy a shittier one.
Yes, but wouldn't it be nice if you could have some extra shit on that?
But it's free.
Yeah,
So it
exactly. Here's some free shit. Who doesn't like free shit?
You're arguing both ends, is what he's saying. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you're literally arguing. You're arguing both sides of it right now.
How?
You're
If you're getting a free phone, why would you not want to take this free phone that's up here as opposed to this free
Yes,
phone down
that's
here?
what I'm saying.
That's correct.
Yes,
That's
so
correct.
answer my goddamn question then, motherfucker.
What is your
What's the
question?
question?
So Joe.
Talk to me.
Okay. So here's where Joe's
You
stuck
get
up or caught up.
excited and mixed
Yeah, I
up,
know.
and I start getting confused too. I'm like, Joe, you're not
Hold on,
making any sense.
hold on.
now.
Okay,
The other thing is-
okay,
the other
Joe-
thing is,
Joe's-
for
Joe's-
24 years, Nick has had to explain for me, so please explain.
Okay, so
For you.
dude,
28, basically.
yeah.
I was a kid and I would just start screaming and everyone was like, what the fuck? is
That's
your
what's
phone?
happening right now.
But Nick was always just like, he wants fucking crayons. And they were like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
Anyway,
"Ah,
so
ah."
what Joe is saying is you were saying, I don't care about this feature, I don't care about this feature, I don't care about this feature, but I still went with the top tier thing because it's free anyway. So who cares whether you I just hit that. Who cares whether you care about this shit or not? You're still gonna get the phone with all this shit anyway because you're already getting it for free anyway.
Yeah, but logically, with any sort of technical knowledge, you're gonna know it's not so much about what it comes with; it's about longevity.
Yeah.
So
Correct.
that most expensive thing,
Is going
it
to
may
last me
come with
longer.
all this other stuff, but it has a stronger CPU
Why,
in it.
why did I buy?
It has-
Why did I buy a 1080 Ti when I upgraded my computer? Instead of why did I spend $1,100 on a Ti? Why didn't I just spend $800 on a 1080?
The longevity.
Longevity. I won't have to replace my
It's just time.
my Ti
We're
is still
buying
top of the line.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
In
going to continue.
2095, this camera will still.
Well, probably
In
not.
2095, this will be like the Nokia.
Come on,
29
calm down.
2095,
2095, we're dead.
None of us will
No,
exist.
not even human.
This planet
Yes.
won't
Let's
exist
just say
anymore.
2022.
Well, the planet will be here.
I don't know, but we'll
Well,
Yeah.
what is on it? Yeah.
Supernova.
No, supernova requires our sun. And by the way, supernova. Cool thing about a supernova. Do you know what it is?
So when a star explodes?
It's when a star starts to explode.
Oh,
When a
yeah.
star literally sheds
So
90%
if
of its
a
mass.
star goes supernova, it will take 8 years for us to watch it kill us.
Yep.
Fun times.
No,
Yeah. 'cause-
our sun.
yes. It takes 8 years technically for the sun to envelop the Earth. So it would probably be a little less in the fact that as it got closer, our atmosphere would burn away.
Yeah.
But with that
Eight
said,
minutes and we would be dead.
No.
Because of the-
Supernova is the explosion. In order to build up to the explosion, it gets bigger.
But when the sun starts to shed its outer layers,
Yeah.
there's a gamma pulse. That
Weird
gamma
gamma pulse.
radiation would wipe it. Would
We all turn into the Hulk!
Except no.
I wonder if
But
the
Marvel says
the
it's
Hulk
true.
technically doesn't have to breathe or eat.
Uh,
He can.
We're talking the gamma radiation would literally strip the atmosphere off the planet. Like it just
No, I know. Technically, the Hulk.
How many ones do we have to pay Mother Earth?
The Hulk is one of the craziest characters in the sense that he never has to eat, breathe, doesn't have to sleep, and
Gotcha.
he can live in a vacuum. He's one of the only individuals that can live in a vacuum without any issue.
what is this first website? Okay, I typed in how long would a supernova be visible between before destruction, and the first thing is what's a safe distance between us and a supernova? I don't think any
Luckily, I think there's only been a handful of recorded supernova, and the closest supernova that did occur happened back in the 1600s, and only because there's writing talking about how even at night the sky was still lit up like the day. That gives you an idea of how fucking bright it is.
we're currently
We've switched topics real fast.
3 weeks ago there was
Where's my tree?
No, I'm just kidding.
3 weeks ago there was actually we thought that Beetlejuice was going supernova.
Really?
Beetlejuice is set.
Oh, that's a real thing.
Wait, that midget?
That's what it popped up about, and I thought it was talking about the movie. I just
No,
closed out.
Beetlejuice is a star.
Beetlejuice is actually one of the largest stars that we have observed in the universe.
So if we
and
say
it
his name 3 times, does that mean it like brings the
is-
star to Earth
Now,
and we all die?
I will say it is spelled Betelgeuse.
Beetlejuice, yes.
Or Beetlegeist.
No. Okay. So that's the whole thing in the movie. So that's actually how you spell Beetlejuice. So like in the movie, that's actually how you spell his name. But everybody was like, Beetlegeist? What the fuck is a Beetlegeist? And they were like, no, it's Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice? And then that was the 3 and he appears and blah blah blah. But like actually like that's how it's legitimately spelled, but nobody understood how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
So they switched it to Juice.
But the star's supposed to go supernova in a cosmic scale very, very soon.
Which
Which
we won't
is
be alive.
anytime within
Yeah.
which is like anytime within the next like million years. But 3 weeks ago we observed there's a couple telescopes that constantly keep an eye on Betelgeuse, and we detected pulses from it. It would brighten and then it started to dim, and it would brighten and it would start to dim.
So if we're seeing that with how far away it is,
It could've
how
happened.
long ago?
Could've already happened.
Yeah.
I believe.
So the moment a sun goes supernova,
We're talking
within
645 light
3
years.
days, the Earth would not even be here.
8 minutes. It takes 8 minutes for light
But
from the
it
sun.
would take.
That is so adorable.
What?
I popped the chat out of YouTube,
Yeah.
put it in its
Little
own little
ninja.
thing, and that little ninja popped up and it said, "Nothing to see here. We're popped out." Like Google just does random cute shit.
What was I gonna say?
I have no idea.
They did so just recently, very very recently. We still don't know what it is 100%. We have officially found a repeating radio signal from deep within our galaxy, potentially another galaxy.
Oh, that's just from the movie Contact.
I've heard that I was reading an article about it. They believe that it is
Collision of stars.
it is a binary
Before that.
star system
Yeah.
that is behind a black hole.
Yeah.
And so as the black hole is spinning and this binary system is spinning, it's sending out pulses. We're receiving some of them that are managing to get around the black hole as the system
It
is
just so
rotating.
happens to be exactly within a week's time, constantly.
And it's very repetitive. But we're talking 2 binary neutron stars that are very close together and spinning very, very, very
Go
rapidly.
on.
I've seen this episode of Star Trek Voyager. It's actually us in the future, and that's a signal that we beamed, and it's beaming it back to us.
So you mean also
week later.
Interstellar?
I never saw that shitty movie.
It was actually a really good movie.
I'm sorry, I liked it when it was called Voices of a Distant Star.
I'm going to see that movie in IMAX
What?
next week. Interstellar.
Wait, hold on.
You're going
It's
to?
it's in the IMAX next week.
Do you
20
even?
to
No,
21st.
you don't anymore.
This is
Never
the
mind.
first time.
The 21st
Gavin
is
has not
state-
shut up
it's
about it. I
state
say that. He's only mentioned like
21st. What day of the week?
Thursday.
I officially did it.
Thursday,
Did you?
7 p.m.
Yes.
This is coming
And,
Thursday.
unfortunately,
Did you? Oh my
every
God.
now and again,
What-
Twitter goes, "You might
not
like
tomorrow,
him." I'm like,
next.
no, I don't.
So you know the worst
Right.
part of that?
Right. So that's on my
So-
schedule. That it should be coming out in the next 2 hours.
I'm already off that day, and I'm off the day after because that's when I'm moving. And TiVo reached out to me and was like, "Hey, you interested in going?" And I was like, "Fuck
Yeah.
yes."
Can I have another piece of cheese?
So
Actually, I'm
on the
ordering one free
Rooster Teeth
cup.
podcast last week, it was literally called Gavin's Twitter arguments, and they literally brought it up, and he was like, "Can I say something?" And he brought up that story, and he was like, "I just don't understand why the guy was being such a dick." And then everyone on the Rooster Teeth podcast was like, "Yeah, why doesn't the fucking guy like shut the fuck up and mind his own fucking business and stop trying to like tell people?" And they were all like, "Yeah, what a fucking asshole." And I was like, "Wow, this just furthers my point that I really don't think I like Rooster Teeth that much anymore." And I really hate to say it because
Skylar and I had a full conversation at work. It talks about how like Rooster Teeth has changed a lot.
Oh yeah.
A lot, sadly enough, which
So
really
I-
sucks. Because, dude, I finished the season of Ruby, and out.
Which sweatshop was this one outsourced from?
Oof.
Okay, here's the thing. Just saying. Outside of the Vital Festival, this is my favorite season. I'm just saying right
I
off the
could
bat.
eat so much of that cheese. What is that cheese called?
Can I just want a
Uh,
cracker with
Robusto.
some of that on it?
Huh?
I just want a cracker with some of that on it. Is there an actual cracker left, or is that like?
What is
I
it?
just see like pieces of cracker.
This
is that,
whole
like,
thing is
Just to give you
crackers.
an idea, that is our son. That's Beetlejuice.
And
It's got a
difference
fat
in
ass.
size.
My dick's bigger.
Difference in size. That's why it's so bright for us. Now, when Beetlejuice goes
I've never
supernova,
seen it.
What is that cheese called? Spell
it'll
it.
be visible in daylight.
Robusto.
When I say
Robusto.
it's that fucking huge,
Yeah.
How close is it to it?
645.
I want to see if I can see
How
it.
much did I just have?
Can I see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Not 3 ounces. That's for goddamn
At
sure.
night.
No, I get
No.
that. Like, I don't feel like it's gonna be the moon where every night it's gonna be there.
This
It's more
entire
like,
brick
oh,
is a
every
half
3
pound.
weeks you can stay
No,
or
it's-
something like
So-
that.
that whole thing is 8 ounces.
So this
Or
whole
I
thing is
literally
8
went out
ounces.
You know your
So I
constellations?
probably
I
have
don't
only had
like on those.
So you probably had one and a half.
Beetlejuice,
Maybe?
No, that's you haven't even got halfway through.
Oh yeah, that's,
Okay,
I'm
there
about
you go.
halfway lengthwise, but thickness.
like-
Yeah.
It's Orion
Yeah,
the
you,
cat,
you've
right?
yeah, you've maybe had half an ounce.
I've had. I'll count.
Nick
You
missed
think-
my great joke.
Come on. What?
He said that Beetlejuice is the middle star of Orion's belt, and I said
Oh.
I know that. I've seen Men in Black. Orion's the cat, right?
Yes.
Ryan's the archer.
I want more cheese. It's so good.
I'm gonna be honest. I
Give me the
really
brick.
liked the first few. The last one I had, I don't know. I did
It's
not like it
so
at
much
all.
more
Those
Come
crystals
big.
you talked about, I didn't notice at first, and then I was chewing them, and it literally like, oh,
crunched.
yeah, I didn't like.
You know
it.
what a crystal? It's just
I
protein.
don't like cheese crunching.
Fair.
I don't know why.
Give- Come a
It
big old
just
fat
something in my
honker
head, like-
piece. A daddy piece. Oh god, that is a big honker piece. I'm so.
even cut it.
I'm so pumped. Alright, so video games, what's everyone been playing? No, go ahead. You got super excited there.
Just something launched last night. I'm so happy.
Lilo and Stitch's Great Adventures.
Yes, actually. No, it wasn't Disney game though. No, it wasn't. Pokemon Home launched
That
last
was a
night.
fucking adventure.
No, but Pokemon Home launched last night.
Oh yeah, with the weird professor.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps talking about.
If only
no,
it
it's not a
worked.
weird professor. That's the thing.
What?
It's Grandpa Oak. So his name is now Grand Oak. It's just Professor Oak, but he's older. He's become more famous, and everyone online was like, "What the fuck? This guy becomes more famous, and all of a sudden he be forgetting who everybody is." Because he's just like, "I've never seen you guys before." But
Weird.
anywho,
Yeah, but
I'm excited.
you're not
because-
red or blue.
No, but you get to pick your avatar, and you can be the original red, like the black and white, like
Okay, that's kind of cool.
yeah, that's what I picked.
Yeah.
And then also when you set up,
It's an avatar. You may as well just put a little.
It's a nostalgia throwback.
but for free. But when you first set it up on the Switch, I assuming it is based off of what you played for Let's Go, but it gave me a free Japanese Pikachu, which was cool. And then when you sign up on the phone app and go through and link it, you get to pick an original starter, and then they just throw that into your bank, and then you can move them in. But the coolest thing is that means
What
I can
is it?
finally. Okay, so do you remember what Pokemon Bank was back on the DS? Okay, so Pokemon Bank was on the DS where you could go through, and it started with Soul Silver and
Heart gold.
thank you. What it does is you can go through and say, okay, here's all my Pokemon, and you know what the bank system is, or the what do they call it? The box, computer box that you can throw Pokemon in. So this was an online one where what it was you could be playing Soul Silver, put them all
Wasn't that
into
supposed
this
to release
bank.
at like Let's Go?
Yes, it was supposed to, and then it got postponed.
Yeah.
So, this is that, but it is also incorporating all of the original Pokebank, which means everything from Soul Silver on the DS on, and is also incorporating. It's going to be in the future incorporating Pokemon Go. All of that syncs up so that you can take all of those Pokemon and incorporate them into future games. Right now, you can import anything that's in the Galar region into Sword and Shield. So, one of the cool things is I was able to import my Mew last night, so now I have a Mew just walking around with me.
I gotta say, I've
Walking,
never
not floating.
been less interested in Pokemon for some reason.
I agree. I'm just done making points.
No, it's one of those things where that seems so overly complicated, and I still think Pokemon's for kids, even though now you have like adult breeders.
Yeah.
The last Pokemon that I was invested in was Sapphire. Like,
Listen here, you little beta cuck. No,
Me?
no, I really like the whole thing behind Bank because behind Home because it's the same concept as like Bank. So like I'm one of those people where I would catch Pokemon in Yellow, and then when I got Gold, I transferred them all to Gold, and then I had them with me in Gold and all this other stuff. So this is a way that I can take everything from every DS game that I've ever owned, and I put them in Pokemon Bank. Now I can take them from Pokemon Bank into the current game. So, like, it's just the whole completionist thing. It's got to catch all
Have you
150.
got all of them?
No.
On any game?
Original red. Original red.
That had Mew in it, didn't it? Or did it not?
No, it was Mewtwo.
Mew was in yellow.
Yes, because Mew was in, or was
yeah.
it actually silver?
No,
When you went
no,
back to Kanto.
no. Mew was in. Mew was in yellow. He was a glitch in red and blue.
That's right.
The Signo?
Oh, that's the.
No, not Missing No. Missing No was
The glitch.
right, but Missing No was
I used to love fighting that.
gold, silver, and gold,
You used
silver,
to get it?
platinum.
What?
The Signo?
Yeah.
I thought it would break your game.
You didn't mind.
No.
I got one.
Only if you catch it, maybe? Did you ever catch it?
Yeah.
Fuck! Everyone always said it broke your save.
No, not me.
That's why I never played
Unless
it.
that's what
Did it-
happened to my fucking app, my Charizard.
No, that was
That's
something completely different.
Crazy fucking.
It's a
story.
ditto,
I don't know if I ever told
right?
you.
Missing no? If something
I
happens
think
to
that's
it.
what it looks like after, like once you catch it from behind when it goes out, it looks like a ditto.
Yes.
That very well could be. I don't know. But anyway, no, I don't know. I like a lot of the Pokemon stuff. A lot of the stuff that keeps actually drawing me into Pokemon is this nostalgia stuff, which like the
So is home a game or is it just
No,
a
it's a free
service?
app. It's a service.
It's a
I
service.
should be clear, it's a free app. I said it is a paid service if you want premium.
Gotcha.
You can do it automatically with 30 slots available, and then if you want 6,000, you have to pay for it.
Oh, that's a fuckload of Pokemon.
Yes, but again, you're talking from 8 games now. And
So-
so it's a grand
How many
total
total
of
are there?
800. When I looked at the end of the Pokedex, it was 891.
Fuck, that's a lot. Well, I guess we have more species like that in the world.
yeah. Yeah.
So, I'm super glad that's out. How much Smash have we been playing?
Actually, quite a bit.
Whoa. I will say,
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, on Switch.
I do have a coworker that's been training up.
Yeah, I know you do because
Larry?
I had a coworker.
No.
No, he now has Orca working with him.
Well, I forgot about Orca. I did tell Orca about.
Orca works with you?
Yeah.
He left
Now he
my
does.
work to go work for him.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Orca works for me now. No. Mike Cole.
So here's the thing, guys, and I wanted to bring this up.
No.
Alright? I was gonna ask if we should open it up more.
No, Nerf Orca.
No.
I'm
I
on his side right now, okay? 100,000% with this guy.
I still say that we needed to go through. I told him I was like, the best way to nerf Orca is gonna be make first prize a thank you card and make second prize whatever first prize is supposed to be, and don't tell him. So he's gonna be like, okay,
Would be
congrats,
pretty funny.
you won. Here's a card.
Here's
Thanks
the
for
thing,
coming.
second place. Here's the Pro Controller.
First place is hey, here's the bill for everything we had to buy for this.
That would be. First place. Hey, can we get that tab? Yeah, it's first place wins.
What's this guy right here?
At one point we all need to go to the place, which I'm not announcing yet, assuming they still.
Yes.
Nobody's asked, right?
No, not to my
And I
knowledge.
haven't seen Shannon.
I was gonna say we have one person that's literally there
I haven't seen Shannon
all the time.
once since we last talked
Sounds
about
right.
how he needs to find out what the internet speed is.
Sounds right.
Literally haven't seen him once.
In his defense, he's not really in a thinking state of mind whenever he's there. So he's one of those that sits down and he's like, okay, I'm here, I'm focused. 2 pitchers and half a bottle of vodka later, he's like, okay, so
How does he get home?
He doesn't drive.
Oh,
Uber.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That kid's got a worse living than me.
Dude, you have no idea. Did you hear about our last Saturday?
Problem is, I don't know why, but my
Like,
MacBook is not handling
And he had 0 issues. I'm in the bathroom like puking my fucking guts out, and he went back into the kitchen and made himself another drink. Granted, I had a bottle of wine before he showed up.
I think you mean.
To be fair,
So we need to 100% concrete the thing. Now we have a TV, a nice TV that has super low input lag. That's one of the highest rated things on it. So this will be good for at least the doubles. We need another TV. I could probably just use
Doubles?
mine. Huh?
are we doing 2v2?
Yeah. if we get enough people.
Duh, Nick. We all totally knew.
This is the first I'm hearing.
Man, you guys don't listen to me. I swear.
I swear to God.
I have.
I was gonna say this is the first
Joe
time.
remembers. You know you're fucked.
Yeah. No. 100%. I'll admit it.
I will be the first person to say that I have been a little spacey when it comes to the Smash stuff because I know I hold no hope.
He doesn't smash.
I don't Smash.
Sorry, bud.
I don't.
He makes love tenderly. Wait.
So it's been a Smash tournament. I wonder what's going on Call of Duty right now.
So you realize
Dallas getting their
you're
ass
in
kicked, that's what's
a
happening.
friend group, and literally every single person of that friend group has a Switch. Every single one. We watched a TV show when we could have earlier played.
Mm-hmm.
Not my house. Not my rules.
So why don't you go one day like, hey, why don't we play Smash so I can play it once before this tournament?
I played it once.
Twice?
Hold on the Switch or on the GameCube?
Multiple times on GameCube.
Oh, then you'll be alright. That's where all my skills come from.
Just smash buttons.
No.
No,
Literally the style of GameCube. So like obviously there was the first one that set the precedent and all the origins and everything. And then there's GameCube that just refined everything. That's all they've been doing after that. It's just refining just a little bit.
This is basically it's all refined and hey, let's add every fucking character you could imagine in this game, which I'm so happy about.
Yeah.
It is actually pretty cool. So any character you like, and they do.
Literally, they're all in.
They have like regular patches, regular balance. That fucking. By the way, do you know who?
Thanks for reminding
Did any of you guys tell me about the Hal thing? The funny thing about Hal?
Funny thing about Hal?
Actually, that starts so familiar.
Do you know why Hal got their name? Does that sound familiar?
No.
Do you know why Hal got their name? They wanted to be one up on IBM.
No, that's hilarious.
Think about it.
What?
They wanted to be one up on IBM.
One up on IBM.
HIABLM.
That's kind of funny.
I just thought it was hilarious. That's how they literally got their name.
I just think it's funny that it was this big build-up of this.
I know.
And Nick's like, wait, what? And I was like, I think I get it. And I was like, that's pretty funny. But it was just this big build-up too. They literally just raised the letter by one.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, well, that fell short. I actually do have some fun fact trivia for you guys. Did you know that French fries were not originated from France?
No.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, they weren't originally made in France. They were made in Greece.
You dumb fuck.
Jesus Christ.
That's almost a joke Siri would tell.
I'm pretty sure he heard it from either Siri or Alexa.
Nope.
Katie.
It is the fantastic Captain America dad meme that's been going on.
Wow.
Have you seen those memes?
No.
It is literally like it's a Captain America when he's on the elevator with all the.
Oh yeah, and then everybody's holding him back. Yes. Okay. Yes, I have seen those.
Personally, died a long time at work earlier today when I read that. So.
I heard one a couple days ago where it was we found a telescope in the lost and found at work. We don't know who it belongs to, but we're looking into it. I was like, what the
That's
fuck?
such a good one too.
That was serious.
That's what
I also depressed Siri. By
my
the way. That was weird.
supervisor just had a baby, so he's really been on top of these. Which he's had. This is his second kid, born on Kaylee's birthday. See here.
This game does not look that graphically intensive, and it's pissing off my computer.
What game?
It's literally just a game where you mix paints to solve puzzles. So like you mix colors. So like you take like blue paint, run it through yellow, and it makes green. So then you can get it to green.
Have you ever?
And it is pissed.
Have
Like,
you ever?
It is hot.
Have you ever eaten a clock? Probably not, because it would have been time consuming.
I was trying to think of what it could be. What the fuck?
How about? Do you know diarrhea is hereditary?
Runs in your genes.
It runs in your genes.
No.
Anyway, Smash tournament.
Smash tournament.
Do we get handicaps?
That made her mad.
No.
They do have a handicap
Like,
option.
am I able to like get like 50% on someone
So
before they even start attacking?
Here's the thing: you're good enough at video games, you could take advantage of that. So no. Yeah. I am currently. I think what I'm going to do is build a Google Doc, and have people. Well, I'm going to build basically a Google Doc that anyone can go into and edit and send, like save as a separate copy and send to me. That way we can get a concrete list, because currently there's no good easy way to make a website. I'm sure I could use an event builder thing, but most of those
Wait.
cost money.
You're saying from the perspective of doing the bracket?
No, just in the perspective, I wonder who's confirmed going to be there.
Gotcha.
Because yes, in the end, to make a bracket.
Well,
But-
because Adrian has a connection with a company that does free
Oh my
bracket
God,
services.
I just thought about the bracket.
What?
The bracket.
Oh no!
That is the funniest fucking thing.
Sorry,
Some from Mythic
Mythic Quest.
Sorry.
I'm not worried about making the bracket. I can make the bracket myself. I just need to know who the fuck's gonna be there.
I will be there.
Thank you.
RSVP. Make sure you send that letter in.
But I wanted to include other
What's your
things.
email address real quick?
Oh,
Or it's for something unrelated.
yeah.
Something unrelated.
I wanted to include simple things like where you can find the rules that we're gonna follow. Small fun things like what are your favorite 3 characters in Smash, stuff like that. That's why you and I are gonna play. We should end this a little early so we can go play like 3 fucking matches.
Okay.
You sounded like you were drunk.
I'm not drunk. That's all the wine I've had tonight. That's all I've had to drink. No, I take it back.
It's funny we say that's all the wine we've had tonight, but then there's just alcohol all over this table.
All over the table that I haven't touched tonight.
So I have a piece of cheese.
The only stuff I've had tonight was
Big old fucking cheese.
I forgot I did have I had Jameson and apple cider earlier. It was really good.
Honey,
Kales.
they're
So we watched the first episode of Mythic Quest. What? Oh, somebody's walking down.
try this. You have to come on camera. Just try it.
Happy birthday.
That's good observation.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
He's been so excited about this cheese.
It's really good.
Okay,
Cheese.
thank you. That's Robusto. We need to remember this. Yes,
It's a Kroger.
I love
Murray's
how
makes
she
it.
was just like, and
It has some bitter notes. It's good cheese.
It's
just wanted to share it with you.
it's Gouda and Parmesan as one type of
Both
cheese.
things we like. So
Mulder,
Hmm.
grill me a cheese. I am not grilling you a cheese. You don't love me.
Yeah. Anyway, no. So we all watched the first episode. I've seen the entire series. Joe's seen half of the
I will
series.
tell you exactly where I'm at. 'Cause I think I'm on episode 5.
You're about to start episode 5.
Correct, I think.
What do people think of Mythic Quest?
Yep,
it was
episode
good.
5 is
I'll watch it. I got other stuff that I'm watching right now. That's. I'm currently watching a Stars show. Counterpart.
I've heard great things.
I saw the trailer for season 2 and I was like, this looks interesting. And I went back and watched the first couple episodes of season 1, and I've always had a thing against shows or movies.
Fucking love J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, I've always had a thing against movies and shows that try to do like the dual world with like counterparts.
Yeah.
And literally having the
Like
the same actors sitting on the couch next to each other, and
They call that the Lindsay Lohan.
because it's very difficult to make it seem natural.
Yes.
This show is pretty fucking good at making that shit seem natural.
Nice.
It's good. I mean, it's a good show. I find myself actively being like, oh, it's midnight. I have to be up for work in 4 hours. I could watch a new episode.
see, like I think the last thing we watched was Dracula.
See, I heard very meh reviews about Dracula.
Okay.
I heard one person say
2 a.m. You had
the
to go to
very
bed or,
beginning
like, be at
he
work at 4, and
hated,
you
so
were
he
like,
just
"There's
stopped watching it.
like, I have
And
to
then I heard
watch
somebody else say that was hands down the best part of the show, and the second half of the show was pretty eh. And then I've heard other people say that it was pretty
I
mediocre
watched-
across the
I
board.
didn't know it was a show.
It's 3 episodes.
It's a BBC series.
Hour and a half each episode. First episode, fucking phenomenal. I don't know what that first person said. No. First episode,
This-
seems
this-
so true
This is
to
also
Bram Stoker. The second episode is really fucking good. So basically, the first episode, I'll do it from you guys' perspective. First episode, Dracula. It is Dracula, vampire. He's vampire boy, sucks blood, Dracula. Second episode is basically a murder mystery starring Dracula. And third episode, without ruining anything, is that's a unique take on Dracula. Didn't hate it. The ending was probably the worst part. It left a lot to be desired and really makes zero sense in the whole circumference
Scheme of
it
things.
all. Scheme of things. But the whole journey of the third episode is really cool and like it's
Cool.
an interesting take on because you think Dracula, you have like the castle and everything. It basically it removes the castle and puts him in a completely different type of situation that he has to.
I got you. Well, I will also say the guy that said he hated the first episode and stopped watching the rest of it is also the same guy who said he didn't like Endgame because there wasn't enough action.
Fucking lying.
Speaking of
Monty
Endgame,
Hall, he's back.
speaking of
Monty, not Monty. By the way, let's see how you feel about this. I mean, he's not gonna watch this, so he doesn't care. Monty, that's the name he goes by because he hates his actual name,
I know his actual name.
Montague.
oh, that's awesome.
That's what I fucking said. I was like, man, I was like, dude, motherfucker, if that was my
It
name,
came up on the dress
I
rehearsal.
prefer the
because I print the dress rehearsal out every morning,
yeah,
and it came up on his birthday,
yeah.
and it said "Happy Birthday, Montague," and his last name.
That's good.
I know his first name and his last name, and I saw the last name, and I was like,
You saw Montague blank, and you're like,
"That's
is that Monty? That's gotta be.
That's gotta be
See,
him."
I understand going by the nickname Monty because it would be
It's
Monty,
M-O-N-I-E.
which is really weird.
M-O-N-I-E.
Monty. It would be really weird to go by Montague the whole entire time. However,
That's a dope ass fucking name.
I would happily make my signature that had to do with Montague or
Oh
something.
fuck yeah!
Oh.
Because it would have to be like old English,
the
like
big,
Oh,
big
yeah.
and the really long loop on the G.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, I can't find this fucking like story at all. I need your help.
Okay.
He mentioned Dracula, or one of you mentioned
He
Dracula. What was the other book that was written the same weekend as Frankenstein?
It was Dracula,
I didn't
Frankenstein.
think it was Dracula. I thought Bram Stoker wasn't a part of it.
Bram Stoker
This
was
is a
Dracula.
really cool, correct.
So
So
all
there
those
was the
stories were
authors-
written as like a weekend getaway.
It was
Yes.
literally they were all
Yes.
on a getaway in a castle on the countryside.
Yeah.
And they all sat there and they did a competition to
Wrote
see who
short
could write the
stories.
scariest
Oh, okay.
novel, like short story. And it was the same weekend that like all of the classic horror books were written. It was all
They
written
went to a
together.
cabin in Lake Geneva for the
Thank you.
weekend.
So
Those cabins.
the
So
cool thing
what
I
was it?
really liked about Dracula, is mostly that they played with the idea that Dracula is not unique in the sense that everything could eventually become undead, and it's literally called Undeath, and it's one of the biggest widely kept secrets by gravekeepers. So the gravekeepers, when they're walking the graveyard at night, they could hear the deep below the
Oh,
earth.
it's Jonathan Rhys Meyers.
It's just such a cool,
That's a cool
interesting
take.
concept. Yeah.
That's a cool
Is this
take.
him?
No.
What? It's on
No.
Netflix. Let me see.
No.
Okay, I was gonna say this
No,
is 10
that's definitely
episodes.
not it.
Oh, it's on Netflix. I'll just watch it.
Yeah,
I was trying to find it on iTunes.
it's a 3-part series.
And it's really good. I really enjoyed it. Might incorporate some of that into our game at some point. I haven't decided what though.
Dope.
Bonnie and Clyde versus Dracula.
And I just want to set the record straight.
No.
I've heard people thinking that I have completely remade Denry. Because of the system switch.
Who said
Because
that?
of the way I was playing
Who
him.
said that?
Half the group's here.
Literally.
half
Hey,
I
that's
just
not-
realized-
talking shit.
I just realized it's the half of the group that's
Not here.
not here is the ones that are talking shit. Never mind.
No, yeah, we're going through that.
Fuck
We'll
that.
get
No,
there.
never mind.
Yeah, people think I remade him, and I.
No, you're still a piece of shit, Dick.
Technically, his perspective wouldn't have changed at all.
No, it really wouldn't have.
Fair.
Despite the fact that I helped him.
I really.
not get killed by the other people in the party, and I don't know. I'm the one person that was like, "Oh, hey, you're being held. Let me dispel that." real
By the
quick."
way, I really kind of think I may have fucked things up for everybody.
No, that was for me. That inter-party
That
drama.
started
That's
so
the
much.
shit that
I
I
also like.
live
There's
for.
something all of you guys didn't realize in the last episode, last session,
Last week.
Okay.
and I can't wait to follow up to see if you guys eventually realize.
By the way, I just would like to apologize for that.
Oops.
The Revenant.
The Revenant that's going to be following our
Oh,
group
yeah.
for the rest of
Yeah.
everything now.
I'm sorry.
To not break totally, when I was writing those early pieces, like I was telling everybody, I was thinking, I was typing, I was like coming up with cool ideas, and I knew at some point I wanted to use a Revenant. I was like, I wonder when. Like, I was like, what did we do? Of course.
That was written out ahead of time?
Oh yes.
Oh,
You
he can
kidding
see
me?
a mile away.
But also, I
Did
gave
you
him.
see my arrow a mile away?
But I also gave him an 8-page, 5,000-word backstory.
Yes.
So he has a very good idea of Dinri's thought process and what Dinri
And
would
you.
do. And me.
And you.
Yes.
Yes. And you. Yeah. Yes.
BT
What-
Dubs,
what
hi
arrow?
Dakota.
Just the fact that I shot the dude right in the
That was completely taken out of nowhere. I'll be honest.
The best part of that, I will say, you guys all missed a lot of role playing where you were all talking and were like, "Oh, excuse me, sir, might I buy passage on the thing?" And I was literally just sitting there talking to Argar, and I was like, "I don't think anyone else here has the balls to do what needs to be done. I'll do it."
Oh, no.
Yeah, our
I heard
group
all
was
of that
like-
going on.
But it was just.
But my character wouldn't have because my character was elsewhere. So I was like, I can't react to any of this.
That was like a 15-minute conversation.
Yeah.
Before I finally was just like,
I will
"Fuck
say,
it."
I only made that boat to speed things along, and that ended up adding.
That
like
derailed.
2.5
That
hours.
derailed the entire session.
Those are the best fucking
Yeah.
in the games.
Seriously,
100%.
I was like, all right, Skylar left. It's like 7:30.
We just
Let's get them there a little quicker. And you guys just made this huge segment. I was like, let's go.
I do find it funny that two.
Nothing
people
better
had
than
separate,
Dungeons and Dragons PvP.
Alignments changed, and then they tried to argue about my alignment. He was like, "He's right on point."
Yeah.
Kind of right on board.
That whole situation, that what was supposed to be and I knew it. As soon as you were like, you guys hear a boat coming through the river," I'm like, oh, he's just trying to fucking get us there. And then it started to devolve, and it turned into this inter-party drama, and everyone started arguing, and there was tension, and I'm sitting there, and number one, my character is feeding off the chaos, and I'm sitting there as a player, and I'm just like, this is some of the best fucking Dungeons and Dragons I've played in years.
I was just sitting here. At the beginning, I was just shocked, and then it was just like more.
Yes.
Continue.
That's why I can't.
You
that's
use
why
hold
Henry was
person
pushing
on the
the envelope.
entire party? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or ensnare. That's what, yeah. Yeah, that
Which-
was.
That was her idea. That was
Yeah,
wholly
yeah.
her idea, and I was just like,
That's and he's just like Misty Step, and I'm like, mother.
That's why I'm man.
Yeah.
Honest to God, didn't even realize that Misty Step was a wizard spell.
Uh-huh.
Didn't even realize that wizards could take that. And I was when we did the system switch, I was scrolling through my spells and like what I could take.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
just because I think that's the coolest idea where you're just standing there and then you just reappear.
Yeah.
And it's just an instant teleport.
Well, it's like a short range teleport, right? It's only 30.
Yeah, 30 feet. But I mean,
Yeah.
it's an instant teleport, and it gets you out of ensnare, gets you out of those kind of things, and it's that intimidation factor where he's literally on the other side of the boat talking shit, and you just appear like right in his face.
Yeah.
A combination with other spells.
Ghost Rider.
Strider.
Ghost Strider.
Aragorn?
May as well be.
Dunedain? No, the Dunedain?
I got a new book this week.
What was
I
I
say
gonna
a new book. I got a book that is new to me.
I was originally gonna go ahead.
Silmarillion.
You
Nice.
loved, have you read it?
Katie got it for me. No, I have not.
So have you ever heard of the Corridor Crew?
Corridor Crew?
No, but I know the Boxcar Children.
Okay. The Corridor Crew, they make a lot of special effects. They do a lot of stunts and everything.
I thought it was.
But every week they have, it alternates weekly. Sorry, alternates weekly. Where 1 week it will be stunt focused, and the next week it will be VFX focused. They just had. They always have, by the way, like professional stunt guys. So like they have Guy Silva, who is one of the main stunt guys who plays like Black Panther. So he was always the guy behind the mask, taking the hits, doing the jumps and everything. But they had one of the creative directors for Endgame for the
Nice.
entire company that did the whole end fight scene.
Nice.
It is so cool, like, because usually most of the time they're guessing around certain things of like, oh, it looks like they did this, they used this tool, so on and so forth. A lot of times, by the way, the effects they will review sometimes are hysterically bad.
Oh yeah.
But having this, the guy was actually able to go through and forward. And
This is exactly what we did.
yes,
Yeah.
And did you guys? It kind of breaks some of the illusion and the fun. You know when Thanos has the gauntlet? Spoiler alert, I guess. You know when Thanos
I haven't seen it.
has the gauntlet and he snaps and nothing happens,
Yeah.
and he turns back around and there's everything. Whenever he goes to snap, if you watch his fingers, the gauntlet clips inside itself. It's just one of those super small things. It clips. The metal goes inside the rest of the metal.
Like when like
So like if I'm in a video game and I close my hand, then my fingers are poking out the back of my finger
through the
because
model.
clipping through the model.
Okay.
So like you turn on no clip
hold
mode in
on,
a video
I'm
game and
asking-
you
so are
walk through a
saying-
wall.
Hold on. What I'm asking is, are you saying it was a glitch in the thing?
Their
it's
visual
something-
effects, that was something
that
they
was
missed.
Okay, I thought you were saying it was so detailed that the armor was, and I was like, I don't
No,
understand.
the armor
I
is
got what
like
you're saying.
no clip, like literally was sliding
Gotcha.
into the rest of the metal.
So like he closes his hand and then you see fingers like poking through the metal.
Not fingers, but like
but the metal. Yeah.
The metal like bracing right here actually slides inside.
Yeah.
And it's not supposed to.
No.
Also,
You were talking Infinity War, right? Well, yeah,
No,
'cause you said
Okay.
That's not what I meant. Thank
Uh,
you.
a
Whatever
fun,
the
a
sequel
little
was.
addition that they happened to just accidentally notice that the guy was just like, I don't know if we did that on purpose, but that's an interesting spot. All of the portals that open when the people are coming through, every single portal, there's exactly 6 of them, and they're all colors of the Infinity Gems.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean there's exactly 6?
So you know the portals that have the guys walking through, like when the army's coming back and everything. There's 6 portals on screen. The background.
Like 1,000.
No, later. I'm talking about from the above scene when everyone's officially walking
Oh,
through.
when it's
The
quiet
big- yes,
and like
the
okay,
big
I get what
one.
you're saying.
There are exactly 6, and each one is the background. The background where
Like
they're
when
coming
T'Challa
from.
first comes back.
Yes, it is
That was
all the
such a
different
great
all
moment.
the different colors
Oh,
of the Infinity Gems.
That's really cool.
Peter
Yeah.
swings there.
And Howard the Duck is in it.
Yeah.
He's in it for 6 frames. Or no, 16 frames.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a real quick. Just you blink, you
I
miss
was
them.
so mad though because they just canceled his show.
Yeah.
And Loki, and I mean, WandaVision looks weird, but I'm interested.
Oh, I am too.
I'm-
but I have
I'm
no idea
down.
what the fuck it is doing. But
Yeah.
it looks fantastic.
It looks like a weird meta sitcom.
Well, I don't think it's meta sitcom. It looks like they're gonna do something where Wanda eventually gets the power to reshape reality. That's
Well, I
currently
mean, she
the
already
most
has
common.
that power.
But
Oh, I get what you're saying. Sorry,
like in
sorry,
the
sorry,
mutant
sorry.
level.
Well, for some stupid reason, I'm used to people at work talking comic books. They
Comic
don't know
books, yeah.
shit. So I was like, oh yeah, well you don't know the sheet, and I'm like, I'm talking to Corey. He knows what he's talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I'm
And
used
then
to being at
what
work.
was
and
what was the
nobody
one
gets it.
other?
Falcon and Captain
You
America.
guys all saw the trailer, right?
Oh yeah.
Of Falcon throwing the.
Yeah.
That gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, they're taking it in a really good direction.
Yeah. I'm psyched for it. Disney Plus can do no wrong at this point. They I mean, let me rephrase. They did phenomenally well with Mandalorian and
I don't care what anyone says. They do fantastic. I agree.
yeah.
I
Look,
do
we're
have one.
talking shit about it.
I do have
Like,
one
dude,
negative about
fuck.
Mandalorian, and it's technically there's only really a need for 4 episodes of the whole season. That's the only thing that I get. However, as a lover of Star Wars, I enjoyed every moment of it. But like the episode when he lands and then he basically like the lady is fixing the ship and finds the Yobi, that whole episode.
Are you talking about the one with Amy Sedaris?
Sure.
The old lady that was babysitting?
The chick from
Yes.
yeah.
Strangers with Candy.
Strangers
with
Candy,
Bojack.
And it also had what's her name from Agents of Shield.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Min.
That
gotta
Mean
remember.
not win.
Yeah.
that
she's
whole episode, if you look at it, is completely flawless. It
False.
serves 0 point.
False. Because at the end of the episode, something happens.
You gotta
That-
learn.
Well, no. Something happens at the very end of that episode, and that happening,
Oh, yeah, because
something's going to be coming back.
gets his
Something in season
transmission.
2 is, huh?
Isn't that when he gets his transmission?
That's when something happens to a person and their body is left in a desert. Somebody else comes up on the body and drags it off, and that's how the episode ends.
Yeah, okay.
So in season 2, something is going to
That episode.
but
something's going to come back to play
to
onto
me,
that.
that's a very strange, especially for a TV show. that
Well,
is
then
a-
skip episode 5
No
of
offense, but
Mythic
go back and
Quest.
look
Then.
at Go back and look at Agents of Shield,
No, don't get me wrong.
like season 1.
Again,
So the whole thing. So this is going, but we're gonna have one
But
thing
I'm
here
also
in the
saying, like,
center
early on,
that's gonna
they
be
had
its
to,
own second, like
Right.
little one shot.
it's its own little kind of filler one-shot thing.
That next season, something majorly will play into
Might.
this. Well, it should.
Might.
This could also be Destiny. They just not doing it.
Awesome.
This could be the Masked Man.
Tuxedo Mask?
No Mythic Quest. Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's almost like he
I
forgot.
was thinking about Sailor
It-
Moon just today
I was gonna
because
It's almost like he completely forgot one of my favorite streamers is Brown Man, who literally did
Yeah.
everything Tuxedo Mask every chance he got in every single Minecraft. God, that man is hilarious.
Yeah, Brown Man's awesome.
Oh,
You are talking Ray,
did you,
right?
So you don't watch any Achievement Hunter stuff, do you? So you two will enjoy this. So we're playing Stellaris, right?
Okay.
Skylar's race is a hive mind.
Okay.
His race is the whole. Their leader, Edgar.
No, the free Edgar. The
I don't watch
Edgar
much-
is the
I don't
one in
watch
the
much
hole?
Achievement Hunter stuff.
Oh.
who had
my,
Edgar?
My Rooster Teeth experience is the
Huh?
podcast.
Ryan,
and
yeah.
Ruby.
So
Like I haven't seen.
you know how
Breakfast
Achievement Hunter has their Minecraft?
Yes,
Let's
I do
Plays?
know that.
So
They have their own, like,
for the
thing.
longest
You
time,
have the Tower of Pimps and all that.
Yes.
for the longest time,
I've heard of that. I
Ryan
don't know what it looks like.
in Ryan's. So Jeff had this massive, huge tower, and next to the tower was a little dirt hut that
Okay.
was Ryan's. And when you walk in, it has all the basic stuff, a couple chests, but in the ground is made of glass, and in the glass was a hole, and in the hole was a cow, and he named that cow Edgar. He even had a sign that says Edgar with an arrow pointing down. Well, it was a long joke for a super long time. #free Edgar. And Ryan was like, "No, this is Edgar. He stays in the hole. Edgar lives in the hole." So during a 2-piece Minecraft episode, so you had to wait 1 week. I remember watching this for the first time. I was crying.
Yeah.
While everyone else is doing their own thing, Michael sneaks into Ryan's thing, breaks the glass, and gets Edgar out. And Edgar walks
did it,
away,
Michael?
and he shuts the door. Huh?
Michael, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
And it
Michael
shuts the
too.
door, and you hear Gavin on the side go, and Michael goes, "Did you see?" And Gavin goes, "Yeah." And so like then it goes back into the episode, and then at the start of the next episode, like they're still doing things like, "All right, let's take a break," and they go in, and Michael and Gavin go to Ryan's to wait to see like Ryan freak out, and Ryan goes in, he's completely fine, and they're like. And so they walk in behind Ryan, and the glass is down, and there's another cow in the hole. And they're like, "What the fuck?" And Ryan's like, "What's wrong?" Like, he's raising his voice,
What's
and literally, like, Michael's like, Did you know?" And he goes, "No, what?" And you just see, you feel him get more excited. And finally, they're just like, "It doesn't matter. We freed the real Edgar. We freed him. Edgar's gone." And Ryan's like, "You don't understand. Edgar's the one in the hole." And like, from there, everyone's like, "Oh my god, he's a psychopath." It was by far one of their peak moments.
Yeah.
where I had to pause the thing. I was literally laughing
To the
so
point
hard.
where there's like I think last time I saw Rooster Teeth had 3 shirts in their store
donated or
about
just
Edgar.
that. Just Edgar is the one in the hole.
Yeah.
It's even quoted. Edgar is the one in the hole.
Like
So that is why Skylar made, because he happened to be watching those episodes and then made his Stellaris guy.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
some of the, I mean, over what, like 2 days, we put.
Almost 20 hours.
Same campaign as you started a new
Oh,
one.
it's the same campaign.
Well, you made a comment about
Well,
you were
so-
like, why don't we start a new
We
world?
started one with Life Taker.
Yes.
And then
Correct.
They
That's
played
what
that
I-
one for like 12
That's what I'm
hours.
saying. This is the one new one.
In
This
one-
is
in
the
one
new
session.
one.
in one section.
They
which
played
was
like 12 hours.
fantastic.
Yeah. Then the new one that they started, they're about 20
So
hours.
what we need to do is, and part of it is my fault, is I extend it so you have you start in the year 2200, and you have a mid game start, which will kind of change our technology, but it also causes different events to happen, and then eventually a different year late game will happen. Well, normal mid game is like 350, so from 2200 to 2350 is beginning, and then from 2350 to I think 2500 is late game, or is middle game, and 2500 on is late game. I extended them. So it's now 2200 to 2450, so instead of 150 years, you have 250 years. And from 2450 to 2750, which is an additional 300, it's just basically stuff happening. It's kind of you're building your civilization.
Conquering.
It's a good time to conquer. It's more about the civilizations as opposed to any major thing. So
Beginning game is building your civilization. Mid game is expansion and rooting yourself, and then late game is holy shit. There's a galactic apocalypse happening.
Galactic Crisis.
So pumped.
It is called the Crisis, and I did dial back Crisis, usually 1.25 strength. I would dial it back to 1, and that is because they have never played against the Crisis. I have, and it took me some sneaky shit trying to get through and avoiding fleets to make sure I could win, because the fleets will spawn. So in the game, you have your fleets, and each fleet has a fleet strength, right? So
Yeah.
in the beginning fleet, your fleet strength was like 325. And eventually, where we're at now, I have one fleet of 20 corvettes of the beginning ship, but my weapons, my technology is already so high, that alone is 7,000. He's got one that's like 20,000.
I have one fleet that has it's 10 corvettes, 4 destroyers, 4 battleships, and 4 cruisers, and it's sitting at like 20,
Yes.
21k
And
right now.
my technology is higher than his. We're equivalent in certain things. Unfortunately, my fleet strength or my fleet specific weaponry and everything, it's
His fleets are his technology outpaces me. My fleet strength outpaces him
yes.
because I
have to
more
build, that's it.
ships. He needs to build. He has the tech. He just needs to build.
But the issue is I'm a mega corporation, so I'm all about making that money.
He is sugar daddy.
I was gonna say you're bankrolling everybody.
Literally, Skylar, he asked for more money, and I gave him another thing. And I realized we already had a deal going on where I was giving him 140 energy credits per month, which is already you start off making like a normal group makes like 10.
Ooh, my batteries are running way low.
So you start off making like 10 energy credits a month. Okay, I started off as a mega corporation making 30. It is at the level now. I was giving Skylar 140, and then I gave him an additional 80. And I'm like, man, I'm currently still making like 300 something a turn. A
This
turn
guy's
is a month.
burning.
Yeah, and then Skylar's deals ended, and he went so crazy negative. He's like, I need money, and I looked up, and I was like, oh, I'm making 600 a turn. What you need?
Like he was at one point he was like, oh fuck, I just capped out with 70,000 energy credits. He's like, anyone need anything? And I was like, I mean, I'll take some. I can convert that shit into alloy and build some fleets.
Yeah,
He's like, okay, how much do you want? And I was like,
whatever you want to give
however
me.
much you want to give me. He's like, no, seriously, how much do you want? I was like, I don't know, 15k. He's like, that's it. I was like, fuck. I mean, at that point, give me 20.
Yeah.
I can't take much more than 20 because my cap right now is only 22k. I cap out at 22k
Yeah, I kept on 75.
because I haven't built any resource silos.
So as my civilization is based on trade, I'm dwarf, by the way. I'm a dwarf with certain things. All my
Right.
technology is super high. Everything I built, I was like, a dwarf would take this. A dwarf would have that. I am pure free market, baby. Like the only thing I don't
That's
make
great.
a ton of at the moment is minerals. I'm starting to fall lower on minerals and food, which
See,
is
I can help you out on that because
Yeah.
I have a bunch of systems that are all minerals.
Yeah.
And see, he's playing the capitalistic dwarfs, and I am the militaristic and materialistic fox people.
yes. He is literally a fennec fox. And
I I was scrolling through the races and I was like, I don't know what I want to be, and then I saw the Fox and I was like, I'm gonna be the Fox.
Yeah. And the big thing with the mega corporations, they're not meant to expand.
Yeah.
They're just meant to stay small.
And
Because
build
I can put offices on his planets and get bonuses from me. He can't do
Oh.
that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so I'm meant to stick small. So I have a nice little section of the galaxy, little clump. We have one guy that is just the entire time.
Tuck's getting
Unfortunately, he is literally bordering Skylar and is
he's
almost
consuming
surrounding.
Skylar
Yes,
at this
and
point.
there's just huge on a massive, almost quarter section of the whole galaxy. And I'm like, yeah, at some point he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna get real dangerous when he's just like, I'm gonna take that land too.
But
That's why I've been building up a fleet, and I'm like, okay, I just need to build this fleet up,
Yeah.
and then I can send it over to Skylar, and it'll just sit there.
I'll have to check to see if the Great Khan. There's an event called the Great Khan emerges, and I don't know if it's any civilization or if it's a marauder civilization, but it's basically where the entire civilization gives birth to a Great Khan who is. They get bonuses to every type of military aspect in the entire game for a time, and then they go on this rampage where they will set war to everyone. Their fleet strengths will be incredibly quadrupled. They'll do this, that, and the other. But somehow the Great Khan will die. It's a random amount of years. And when he dies, the entire civilization he's taken over breaks into smaller clumps.
Smaller faction states.
Yes. That you will literally gain sometimes 20 different little clumps of civilization.
Huh.
Yeah. It's all the same race, but they all follow a different Khan now. So they
Oh.
start interwarring with each other. It's like that's what the game is full of. Is
Yeah.
events just like that.
Yeah.
That's
And
why I like.
your perception and how you go against it.
It's we played that one night that we played with Life Taker.
Yeah.
And we played for like 12 hours. And this was the day before D&D.
Yeah.
I woke up the next morning, and I woke up still thinking Stellaris. I was still thinking, okay, fuck, I need to expand this direction. I need to renew my research agreement with this empire because that's about to expire. I need to continue to build these fleets up, and I need to send them in this quadrant, or else that empire is going to be an issue. And it's just,
Yeah.
I don't. It is. You play the game for long enough, and you literally click into a different.
Yeah.
A different.
It's you said you
mindset.
played it once and you got bored.
Yeah.
It's probably because you weren't playing with anybody.
You need to play with people.
I'm pretty sure it was you and me.
It couldn't have been very long then we played.
It was in no, it wasn't in the apartment.
All I know is that I'm super glad someone else like Life Taker has it. Life Taker has more hours than me. He's I think in the 500 or 600 hour range.
He knows a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. It was to the point where he says something. He repeated whatever. So you can pick a voice depending on your. You can either auto pick or you can custom pick whatever. And I think he custom picked his own voice and it played it or whatever. And Life Taker was like, "Oh, you're playing as the militarist. Like that's your guy." And it was like.
Right.
He has all of the word things that they say memorized already. He's playing.
Jeez.
I just can't wait for the Crisis. I hope. The Crisis fleet spawn at 100,000 minimum. And
That's
eventually
why
we'll
I'm pushing my fleet strength.
Well, we have plenty of time. The Crisis, everyone gets an alert when the thing happens, and it says when it's going to be there, and it's always right before. And it's after Endgame, it's a random amount of time, and every month the ticker increases, I think, by 0.1%, and it just does a check, 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 check.
Yeah.
I was doing that earlier.
Just one. No, Stellaris is great. I'm ready to play it really at any point, anytime.
Joe looked like he was about to say something.
Well, I just had two things I want to tell you. Specifically, one for you, one for the group. But I can.
No, go ahead.
Still I'm not in on the beta yet. But they officially launched Project X Cloud today on iOS.
Nice.
So I'm hoping to get into the beta on that.
X gonna give it to
Cannot
you.
wait to play that. I don't know if you two know what that is.
What is
Basically Microsoft's version of Stadia,
Oh,
but it's supposed to be better and actually work.
Was Stadia broken?
People hate it
I
all
was
over.
gonna say-
And again, with that said, that
I
was
don't
going to
really
launch. They may have made it better
I mean,
now.
GeForce is releasing their own now.
GeForce apparently though it runs perfect.
It's really
It's
good.
just Stadia, they launched it and it was like half of the
This is
stuff that they
Google.
said, like I know, but it was like, well, the big thing was it was like, oh, we're gonna launch on all these devices, and then it was, oh, hey, sorry, we actually only launched on the Pixel phones and
PC.
no, was it even PC? Oh yeah, that's what it was. And then they were supposed to be launching on Chromecast, and they never did, or something like that. Performance hasn't been good. There's just been issue after issue, and it was just like, what the hell? Like it tested fine, and then when you launched it,
I was gonna say when I was at beta, you could tell there was an input lag, but like for games like Assassin's Creed and stuff like that, it wasn't mattering that much. But like I've played it after the beta, and it performs worse now than it did during the beta. I wonder if that's just because specifically there's so many more people doing it. But dude, Nvidia's is amazing.
supposed to be fantastic.
It's quite nice. And it's really cool because you can play literally anything off of Steam.
That was neat.
So like if it's a game that you own and it's installed and everything like that, you basically are just streaming it from your PC to whatever your phone, tablet, whatever.
So it's playing off of your PC.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
That's probably why the service is so good then.
Sure.
My only problem with that, and I mean that's fantastic and it's really cool. However, the only downside to that is if you're
Well,
at home.
No. So it's through the internet. So
No,
like
I get that. What I'm saying is like if I'm in like Ohio next month or in 2 months when we go to see Wicked, and I was like, oh, I want to go through and play like Destiny with you guys, I would literally have to be like, hey Nick, run over to my house, turn on my PC, and launch Steam for me.
Yeah,
And then-
most people don't shut off their PCs though.
See,
I don't.
I know, and people always
Um,
say it's fine, but for whatever reason, it's beat into me from being a kid.
I will say it is kind of funny. My first thought
I know what you mean.
my first thought was I can play anything off of Steam, and I searched. Magic Arena popped up immediately. I was like, oh, Magic Arena. Been wanting to play that on mobile, but they won't put it on mobile for some stupid reason. I could stream it with this. Click. Requires a mouse and keyboard. So I have to hook up a mouse and keyboard to my phone.
Okay.
So I have to hook up a mouse and keyboard to my phone in order to play Magic Arena. I was like, that part kind of sucks. But most everything you can use Bluetooth controllers, like Xbox controllers, all that kind of fun stuff. But
You have one last thing. This was the one that's just for you. So, new film came out at Walmart this week. New DVD.
No, Mortal Kombat's next month.
No. Yeah, correct. So the description is a young boxer and a call girl get caught up in a drug smuggling scheme over the course of one night in Tokyo. It is listed as a brutal, violent crime drama by renowned Japanese director Takashi Miike.
I'm down.
Yeah, I didn't know he was like making movies. Apparently, he's been making movies like left and right, and I didn't even know it.
Nice. I was gonna say the last thing he did was the last thing that I noticed
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I was like, that was a little weird, but
Talked about this with him in the car on the way here. I watched Jojo Rabbit the other day.
great fucking film,
Fantastic movie.
dude.
Taika Waititi
It's so
fucking
good.
sends it.
Yes,
And it's amazing.
that is a movie.
It's on the Fire Stick.
It is.
You need to watch it.
Here's
It's fucking worth it.
here's the thing with Jojo Rabbit. So Jojo Rabbit is a comedy that takes place during World War II about this little kid that
I like how very precise that.
little kid has an imaginary friend that's Adolf Hitler, and he's part of Hitler Youth and is trying to basically like be like the best Nazi he can be, and then oops, there's a Jew hiding in my attic. What do I do? And so it becomes this roller coaster of like, am I loyal to my country? Am I loyal to the fact that I'm a good person? Does that make me a bad person?
And it's the
Right.
whole like, oh, I've been told that Jews have horns and they like live on piles of gold, and then it's like, oh, none of this is true. It's all propaganda, and it's about a kid finding out, do I believe what I've been told?
But that
or
is-
do I believe what I see?
But that is a film that
It's fantastic.
you are like, there's one scene where I was laughing my ass off, and then something happens, and I just went, and then like I almost immediately broke into tears. Like it is a roller coaster.
Taika Waititi plays Hitler, plays the imaginary friend of Hitler.
Taika Waititi is also you would know him. He directed Thor Ragnarok. He plays
Giant rock.
the giant rock guy. I can't
The guy
remember.
that plays Fortnite and is like, hey Thor, they're all that kid's on here
Oh.
again.
Yeah, that guy.
But he just sells it, and
It's
fucking priceless. It's so.
and I gotta say, Scarlett Johansson is fucking gorgeous.
Two things about the Oscars that involve Jojo Rabbit.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see? I know Tyler saw it. Scarlett Johansson was recording at the Oscars because she was sitting across the aisle from him, and looked over, and he was sitting there with the Oscar, and he's holding it in his lap, and he's just like, and he just like sticks it under the seat in front of him. His Oscar.
Hides his
Because he's
Oscar
like,
underneath the chair.
I don't know where to put this, and I'm not holding this for the next 30 fucking hours.
Yeah.
So he just hides under the seat.
That's
and then
amazing.
In the middle of his acceptance speech, was talking. I will be honest. I've not watched the speech. I've read part of it. But he's literally talking.
This was the one for best adapted screenplay.
Yes.
Okay.
But he was talking. It was just like, we are a group of powerful people, and we are, we can help make change, and we can bring change to this world. So can we please fucking fix the keyboards on Macs so we can finally start using good computers to write our scripts?
Like 2 minutes being like, it's just like this, and I'm sitting there and I'm typing and I'm like this. They just press. But then I go and I'm at home and I'm on my Windows keyboard and it's like this. I'm sitting there and it's like click, and it's like,
This is
why can't this
speech?
be like this? And he leads up to it, and you think he's gonna have this super
Environment.
environment, or like fighting against the whitewashing in Hollywood,
Yeah.
and no, it's just him like, Mac keyboards fucking suck.
An issue we all care about.
Yes, but I highly recommend it. It's on the Fire Stick. I would highly recommend taking the time to watch it. It's only like 2 hours long. It's not a super long movie, and it is.
It's so well done though.
Did you cry?
No, there's a couple emotional moments.
Sounds like you weren't as invested.
When he recognized the shoe.
Yeah.
That's the part I was talking, because it's hilarious leading up to that.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of jokes. Right. And I was like,
oh fuck. It literally is a hilarious scene, and you're laughing your
And
ass
then you
off,
just-
and then the camera just pans, and you see one thing, and it is immediately like, oh fuck.
The
And
two
the whole tone changes.
the two best parts of the movie, again, no spoilers, nothing at all, is give that man a hug
yes.
and don't do what he just did.
But
I think
but
we'll be wrapping up.
I
It's like everyone's basically put their books in a backpack at this point.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the only
The
Wait,
bell
for
doesn't
teachers in
dismiss
this
you.
class.
I do.
the only other thing I was wanting to talk about.
I was in high school. I was like, shut the fuck up.
The only other thing I
That
was wanting to
bell's
talk
deep.
about. So this week is Crimson Days
Yes.
in Destiny 2. It is
I get one more email about
completely different. So used to be Trials of the Nine 2v2. That's what Crimson Days was. Now it's 2v2 team deathmatch in 2-minute rounds. And see you, Dakota.
Bye,
Oh,
Dakota.
Dakota.
I was watching Vlad's stream the other night. He was playing
Yeah.
Frostbolt, and it looks. It looks
How
like.
much Destiny have you played lately?
I thought you were talking to me. I was like, I haven't turned it on.
Honest to God, I've been packing more than I've been playing games. The only time that I've
That
played
makes
games
sense, though.
is like
Star Wars.
is with you guys, like when we're playing. I did
Black
log in.
Ops.
I did log in and play some Destiny probably 4 or 5 days ago. I logged in and I did some strikes and just took care of some stuff. I logged in because of the new Sundial boss. Enotam Oblivion's Triumph. I needed the Triumph. I knocked out Enotam. I
Do you
knocked
have
out.
your title yet?
No, I need to get some more Fractal. I need to donate to the
The
Obelisk.
Dude, fucking Shannon went to the Obelisk and got 75,000 fractally this week.
There's a invest and donate kind of thing going on right now where you're donating to the Empyrean Foundation, and so it's give and take. You can choose to donate and then you might get some back,
You ready to play through and smash?
or you can choose to invest and you'll get a lot back next week. But I was watching him play. It looks fun. For me, I think it's going to scratch that 2v2 face-off itch for Modern Warfare 3 that I have not had
Well,
in years.
So
you
they
know it's in Call of Duty, right?
I do. But there hasn't been a good first-person shooter
Yeah.
that has had 2v2 since, in my opinion, Modern Warfare 3.
I was gonna say in the most recent Call of Duty, yes, it is good.
Yeah.
There's one issue, and it's specifically there are like 2 maps that are poopy, and they are just poopy. There are other maps where it's uniform and everything, and it comes down just to aim,
Skill.
accuracy, reaction. And then at the other end, the other ones I'm talking about is whoever can lay down and stare the right way the longest. So totally map.
so my thing with Destiny. So the new one.
Yeah.
The way this is working is it's 2v2. It's best of 3 rounds. Each round is 2 minutes. Whoever gets the most kills wins. If you are close to your teammate, your health will
Yeah,
regen,
I heard about this. I know exactly what you're
and
talking about.
you will do more damage. If you are away from your teammate, you do less damage and your health does not regen.
Yeah.
By the way, random spawn points. That's the thing that pisses me off.
That's cool.
So like we started and we came out like this. Dude dropped one handheld supernova, took out me and Shannon. Shannon spawned over here. I spawned over here. The other 2 guys were in the middle, and we literally just got slaughtered the rest of the time because we were separated.
Can no longer.
Spawns need to be for your team. You and your teammate need to have paired spawns. If you die
Agreed.
at the same time, you need to have paired spawns.
Agreed.
And I think that's a big issue I've seen people talking about a lot on Twitter. Another issue that a lot of people are upset about: the Crimson Sparrows for this season, for this year.
Yeah.
They don't link up like they did last year.
No.
If you drove next to, if you and your partner with Crimson Sparrows drove next to each other and you were in a fire team, your sparrows would link together.
They were
Right.
supposed to.
Yeah.
No, I mean like they released on the TWAB. It talked about how that was one of the things that was coming back.
So when it goes,
That's probably a bug then, because it literally talked about
well,
it was supposed to link together and create a heart.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
The-
supposed to do that again this year.
the picture shows up. They don't link together.
So what he's saying is he thinks that that's
Yeah. Okay.
So
Oh. Drake. Hey nerds, I'm in Cali.
Are you really, you fucker?
Yeah. So after
What
this
the fuck are you doing in Cali?
vacation. Anyway,
Hopefully you
No.
brought your Switch so you can practice
well, so
Smash.
the whole thing that brought up this
Why don't you
was
fuckers talk to me?
Shannon is house sitting for Drake to watch after Clem and everything in the house. So while they're there, Shannon's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be house sitting over at Drake's house." So he's been on a huge Persona 5 kick.
Is that why you
Persona
keep
5.
talking about Persona 5?
Yeah, I was like, it's on my list of stuff. We'll discuss that later. Anyway,
That's
so
what
so he was like, okay, I'm just gonna play Persona 5. I mentioned that that event was going on in Destiny. He goes, "Hey Nick, after the podcast tomorrow, can you help me move my computer and monitor over to Drake's house so that way I can play Destiny over at Drake's house?" He did bring his Switch,
Yeah. Practice that Smash, son.
but yeah, no. Incredibly long story short, though, every time I go on a tear on multiplayer, I'm the only one on it. Nobody believes me. Last night,
That's what
He
makes it
did
work.
good, guys.
yes, and Shannon's not here to back it up, but it was me and Shannon, and like I'm
You know,
talking like
there is a screenshot button where you can screenshot your score.
I've done it.
you've got a phone with a very high-end camera.
Oh yeah,
Well-
'cause the Android is the best droid.
So I also found out that I had NVIDIA, what's it called, going. So I just started doing the DVR thing. So I just like saved a whole bunch of clips from last night's play. And then after that, I started streaming, and we went like I'm talking to the point where like
Here's the thing,
Shannon
man.
runs forward, he dies, and he's like, "Nick, make a run for it. Don't give a shit about me. Back up. Let's see where I spawn." I go forward. I handheld Supernova, Lord of Wolves, and annihilate the other team, and we're just like, "Oh, okay, now I can wait for you to spawn. I can come over here." I was I was going on like I was doing so uncharacteristically good that Shannon's just like, "Dude, like some of these rounds you're carrying me. What are you doing differently? Let's figure out what you're doing now."
He fixed his input lag.
It's
That very well could be. That very well could be.
It's the monitor, or it's the new gaming shoes.
Probably shoes.
The gaming shoes.
Obviously.
The gaming shoes. Obviously, it's about that comfort.
Shiz.
Shoes. Oh my God, shoes.
All right. My name's Corey.
Joe.
Nick. And I guess that's gonna be the end of this
Bye, Drake.
podcast. Bye,
Drake.
We're
Draco.
gonna go practice
Enjoy
Smash.
Cali.
Start practicing, bitch, or you're gonna go downtown
Like a clown,
like a clown who got a bunch of brown,
and now he frowns.
and now he frowns.
Peace out, A-Town.
So when we're officially off